Okay. Alright, it looks like we're live. I finally figured out the shortcut key for doing that from the keyboard, so I don't need to fumble around menus anymore, which is good. Anyway, hello everyone, this is ALttPR playing some Link to the Past Randomizer April Fools Edition with a few settings I have not yet tried, and I'm not quite sure what they do. First of all, there's the Overworld Shuffle, and that implies something is going to be shuffled around in the Overworld, of course. I'm not exactly sure what that will do. The Overworld is made of tiled pieces, so possibly the tiles will be shuffled around with each other. The other possibility I'm thinking it might be is that parts of the light world and the dark world will be shuffled with each other, so each section of the Overworld will randomly be one or the other. We'll find out pretty soon. The other option was something about a geometry shuffle with a spiky setting, which I'm guessing makes it so that things that would normally be just, straight walls or whatever have a weird jaggedness to them. So you kind of, if you try to go along the wall, you'd go like back and forth, side to side. Man, I'm not exactly sure what to expect. I'm hoping it's not something that makes the game largely unplayable. But we'll see. This is also in all dungeons Keysanity seed, if I remember correctly, which means to clear the game, I must beat every dungeon, including Castle Tower Aghanim, which is usually optional in Randomizer. And Keysanity means all the maps, compasses, and keys are shuffled all over the world and not just inside the dungeons. Okay, we have some weird-looking stuff here already. So this may have something to do with the geometry shuffle. Okay, so let's get started. As usual, I'm doing a random sprite, so let's do face. That's not quite it. Oh, that's the other half of Link's face. Yeah, and that's split there because that's the new line. Okay. Yeah, I'm not doing this very well. That's okay. I'm being silly anyway. There. Okay, today we have an old man. It looks like he's not just any old man. That beard looks pretty distinctive, but I'm not sure offhand who he is. I'll check the sprite list afterwards, and we'll see that... Oh, that turned into a rupee. Okay. Yeah, let's start from our house this time. As before, I have that setting on that's new to the April Fools Randomizer with a random sprite offset for your character, which basically makes your head wobble around weirdly, can make shields and other auxiliary stuff show up in the wrong place. Yep, there's the big key to Eastern Palace, because this is Keysanity and keys can be anywhere. The spikes are real spikes. So I'm guessing that's what the geometry shuffle is doing. It just shuffles spikes and everything. Map looks normal so far, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Okay, come north from Link's house and we're at the castle, so that's normal. Note that start without a weapon. Okay, did he reset already? Yeah, it looks like that guy despawned and reset as soon as he went off the screen. Ah, bomb. Yep. The Chaos Shuffle for item icons is on, which means anything can look like anything, including things that are not normally... Okay. I was not expecting that. I should at least be able to get the item on the pyramid, but... anything else is not going to be accessible without the Moon Pearl. Start with boots is on, I forgot about that. Of course, you can't use the boots in the Dark World without the Moon Pearl. There's some health. It looks like our bunny sprite is a moblin with a beard. And balding hair, instead of none at all. Okay, so I'll have to save and quit to get back to the light world. So let's go to Sanctuary. This is a more typical start anyway. Bombs. Okay, boots are on, but you dash backwards. That's an interesting twist. Yep. Let's see if Bonk Rocks works properly. Okay. Yeah, you don't even need proper boots for this, or maybe you have proper boots, and that's what Start With Boots does. Something weird is going on with this. I'm guessing that's a result of the geometry shuffle. So far, Overworld Shuffle doesn't seem to have done anything except possibly the portal at the castle. I'm a little disappointed. That guy's going fast, we'll just avoid him. I thought there was a... Wait. Okay, so normally after you beat Aghanim and Castle Tower, that turns into the Destructible tree. Okay, this is just some rupees. So that's not important. But yeah, normally at the beginning of the game, there would be the lumberjacks sawing at that. But instead we have the top of the tree, but the bottom of the tree is not enterable. So maybe that's what Overworld Shuffle does? It shuffles the... Yeah, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, it shuffles the state of the overworld, as so whether it's before or after certain plot points. There's the map of Mire. Yeah, maps in Keysanity mode and Map Compass Shuffle in general are needed to see on your main map what's in each dungeon, which is not too much of a concern for all dungeons seed because you need to beat all the dungeons anyway. And a more conventional get crystals beat Ganon seed, you'd obviously prioritize the crystals. And again, that's not a concern here. I still don't have a weapon except bombs. So technically I could do the escape sequence, but it would be kind of messy. Okay, that's not there. Normally there's a thing where you can jump down there to get to the... Basically jump past the bushes and avoid the guards. But that may be just a standard April Fools Randomizer modification. It has a number of little tweaks it can make to parts of the overworld in the dungeon. Yeah, and this thing where the doorways can turn into other kinds of doorways. So that would normally be a bombable wall. Here it turned into a locked door, and because you don't actually have keys in non-dungeon areas, it just opens and you get a weird... It's trying to display negative keys, I think. Ooh, there's a hammer. Very nice. Our hammer looks like an upside-down fire rod. Gloves, also nice. So we now have Dark World access except for the Moon Pearl. Although, because of the mirror thing, yeah, the portal being in the castle gate, we already had Dark World access. Okay, this looks like another weird side effect of whatever boot setting this is. You cannot dash through doors. Normally you could. You can, however, dash off cliffs. Okay. So that's another bombable doorway turned into a key door. Half magic already. Very nice. Very nice. Now as soon as I get a magic item, I'll actually be able to use it without worrying too much about running out. We got some early keys. We got sword. Okay, those spikes are also spiced. That's probably another side effect of the spiky geometry shuffle. So I'm guessing that if I'd done the shuffle that wasn't spiky, there would be some weird shuffling of what things are like that, but spikes would not be included as a possibility. Okay, don't have enough money to buy whatever's there instead of a bottle. Let's do the chicken hut. Yeah, there's guards all over town instead of the civilians. That looks bashable, but it's not. Either that or the boots you start with can't bash things. Yeah, here things are randomly torches and statues instead of... I think they're normally all barrels. So I guess that's what the geometry shuffle does. It shuffles the obstacles and other decorations, but not the actual layout of anything. Again, I'm slightly disappointed. I was half hoping for something that made the game not unplayable, but more awkward. Because that seems like the kind of thing the April Fools thing would do. But I suppose I should be relieved that it's not going to jerk me around that much. Okay, there's no powder, so no point in going there. Alright, dashing backwards also means you can't charge through things, because your sword's going the wrong way. It's not much, but I'll take it. Right, backwards. Alright. Yeah, I'm not going to bother to preview this, because with keys shuffled into the... Yeah, apparently you just can't break these down. Anyway, as I was saying, with keys shuffled into the general pool, and a lot of these keys being required, this is more likely than usual to be something valuable. And if it's not that much of a time loss. No, don't want to save and quit in the air, because that's how exploration glitch can happen. And I'm not sure of the details, so I don't want to risk it. Okay, so that was basically everything to the north, so let's go to escape. It's convenient to do that with the sword. Probably get hit by the guards. No? Oh, right. I forgot that already. Okay, so we'll have to go around that and to escape the way you normally would when you're playing the normal game. By dropping into the hole on the side. Alright, I was expecting to charge through the door. Hey, that's basically April Fools Randomizer in a nutshell. There are a lot of little changes that throw you off, but don't actually make the game unplayable in most cases. The current option is an exception. The current option is a reference to Racer Kern, who decided to play through with himself blindfolded. So Kern mode, you can't see anything. Oop, Uncle has a sword, which is interesting. Normally he does have the sword and shield, but it's your starting one. This randomizer changes him to have one item, and which item he has is, of course, random. Yeah. Dashing backwards is still silly. Is this a bulbul tree? But yeah, it looks like Overworld State Shuffle just changed the phase of the game as far as the Overworld is concerned. Okay, I do have Music Shuffle on also, so... We get the rain music outside, we're getting the cave music here in Hyrule Castle. I'm seeing the door to the side there, so yeah. That indicates that the optional change to Hyrule Castle layout has happened. So you need to come around to get to the basement. Also, this is open without anything in front of it. Which, yeah, that would be another side effect of the Overworld state shuffle. Because once you're in post-Aghanim world state, the barrier just isn't there. Because the game assumes that you went through it to get to him, so why put it there? Okay, so we can get to this chest at any point. Because it's key shuffle, that could be something useful, but instead it was just money. Normally that would be required to be a key, because there are 2 chests in the tower, both of which would have keys which are required to progress in the tower. So if keys were not shuffled outside of the dungeons, then those would both have to be keys, otherwise you wouldn't be able to go anywhere. Also, it looks like despite my sword facing backwards, I'm still hitting things in front of me, so that's good. Okay, guards are on the magic drop back. So I'm not going to get any health out of them. If this would normally be a statue, instead it's... I don't know. Apparently something that the graphics aren't loaded properly for. I thought one of those had health in them. Ah, this one. Yeah, I'm being a little careless, taking more damage than I should. I don't know, it's hard to get into it when there's the cave music going. That barrier was replaced with a pit, apparently. Yeah, and monsters in April Fools Randomizer can drop other monsters, like that Chain Chomp, I think. There's a shield. It's looking disappointing normal today. Sometimes they show up at weird angles or doubled when you have that sprite jumbling option on. In any case, look at down here and see what's in Zelda's cell. Okay, that's convenient for a death warp later. Yeah, this guy has a bit of a blind spot directly below him. So if you're getting close from underneath him, he'll just miss you completely. Anyway, I was saying, Death Warp. You get to see what his death sprite is. It's pretty standard. Evermore. Okay. But this gives a quick way back to the top of the castle. Yeah, game over is a slap on the wrist. And if you're trying to go for speed, there are times where it's faster to just take the death to get where you want to go faster. Alright, I'm going to try to go through this in the dark. It's not that complicated. Yeah, holding your sword out can help you see where you are because of the sparkles. This room is probably the worst thing I'm going to encounter along the way. Because it's full of the snakes. Okay, there's the stairs. So this gets us to what's called Dark Cross. Yeah, the low health noise is randomized. So getting crumbling. Okay, took out the snake. I think I'm on the right side thing now. Is this where the chest is? Yes. Okay, Okay, and I don't have a key, so I can't proceed any further. But I can get into the back of the area from the graveyard. Okay. Ah, sword beams are behaving themselves today. Okay, do I have Yeah, Gravestone Shuffle is on. So, things are not under the usual gravestones. So this will get us to the back of Escape. And once again, you cannot smash those with the dash. Probably related to whatever stops you from dashing through doorways. Except I dashed through that doorway, so... There's a Titan's Mitts. And a bee in a bottle. Okay. So we're good on picking things up. Free healing. So I should be able to get into King's Tomb. Although I probably could have already because of the Gravestone Shuffle. There's a good chance it's not in the corner. Yep. It's just right here. So with that active, there was no prerequisite to get into this yeah. It's what the randomizer community calls King's Tomb, because it does seem to be a fancy tomb that a king might have been buried in. It's normally under the gravestone in the corner here. Which today just has... Apparently you still need to bash it to open it, which I guess makes sense. But yeah, today it just has nothing. Okay, so have bottle. Okay, apparently your sword does face backwards, and I was just getting lucky before. Yeah. So that means I'm going to be need to be more careful than usual while dashing around the world. Yep, and monsters can also drop apples. Okay, so let's check the sick kid, because I have a bottle now. And I'm just 2 rupees away from being able to buy them the bottle merchant. Is this the wrong house? Yeah, that's the wrong house. Okay, here he is, in a room full of spikes. Okay. There's another heart container. There's a bomb. Oh, there's our 2 rupees. And that's a key to Castle Tower. That will be important. Because this is all dungeons, Castle Tower is required, which means we need to find both keys before we can finish it. And those keys can be literally anywhere. They're not required for anything else. Castle Tower is not a prerequisite for anything, except in this case beating Ganon. So yeah, you need to find 2 keys for Castle Tower, which is AT in the bottom here for Aghanim Tower. We found one of the 2. Again, the other one could be anywhere. So let's do South Shore next. Sounds good. Yeah, you just stop at the doorway. Okay. So we come down here, there's the floodgate, which has one chest inside and one chest in the lake after you drain it. With the boots, I'll probably head over to the desert and then head back east. Yeah, it's not walkable through. Okay, these may have been switched. Yep. It's a random possibility with the April Fools Randomizer. Okay, that's the heart piece. Get the chest. The lake will stay drained. Okay, so that's just some money. That's not too bad at this point since I am flat broke. Yeah. And cutting the things behind me. Yeah, this is definitely a... They've definitely swapped out the later enemies for the earlier ones. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed the Overworld shuffle didn't shuffle the sections of the Overworld with each other. But it may have said Overworld State on the options even, so maybe I should have expected this. Anyway, come over here to Agina's cave. Where's that Agina? I don't actually remember. This is not normally a bombable wall. But again, one of the weird effects of the April Fools Randomizer is that non-dungeon doorway connector things are randomized. Oop, there's a temperate sword. So yeah, this is looking good in terms of being able to kill things. But it doesn't do much for progression. Okay, after I do the shore checks, I'm going to take stock of which keys I have and think about where to go next. Dropped a roller. And I'm guessing that's a mini Moldorm on the cliff there? Yeah, because the game didn't expect these monsters to be here, the sprites for them are not properly loaded. So they look a bit odd. See if we can get a heart from this. Not that time, anyway. Yeah, post-tagging in Light World is not something racers will normally see, because in the most common randomizer racing settings, Castle Tower is optional anyway, so people aren't normally going to be tagging him. And even when it's not optional, they'll normally save that for last so they can go straight to Ganon afterwards. Yep, so that chest was normally bombs, so because it's bombs here, we get that voice clip. There's some red goo. Yeah, so bottles. The top one was a bee, the bottom one was a red potion. I'm going to try to remember that. There's a shuffle, which I can use. There's a hammer. Yeah, if there's nothing interesting in Ice Red Cave, we'll probably end up going to Eastern Palace next. Even though I can't finish it with what I currently have. Because it is at least successful and has some items inside. Can't even break down the bush. So you had an interrupting pop up there. And if I really need money, there's the rock down there. I can pick that up, go inside, and lift some pots. And that's just bombs. Let's see if water rock works. That's too far. And so is that. Oh right, you can't dash out the door. And if you can't dash out the door, you can't set up the water rock. Okay, so let's see what the shovel digs up. Start from Link's house. Shovel was blue hookshot. This place is crawling with guards post-tagging him. And with the state shuffle, the game is treating everything like post-tagging him. Curious now if it'll change again once I actually beat Aghanim. Okay. That was weird, and I'm not sure what hurt me. There's our moon pearl. We have Dark World access. Okay, so I have the big key for Eastern, so that's everything I need there except the bow, and technically a light source. Have some smalls for Dark Palace, and Thieves Town, or Skullwoods rather. Skullwoods keys are mostly useless. Have both keys for Aga Tower, that's good. Yeah, let's check out the Dark World. I could also go up the mountain. It's not in logic without the lamp, but it's pretty easy to navigate the dark cave to get through. And all you need to do that is gloves. But for now, let's go here to Paradox Cave, or Hype Cave, at least. Paradox Cave is on the mountain in the Light World. Yep, and we have our Light World music in the Dark World today. Which is at least appropriate adventuring music. Quick flippers. That's kind of hype. Put some things in logic. Big key to Hera. And some money. A big key to Hera means it doesn't matter that I can't do Hera Pot. And of course it also puts it in logic. Okay, there's nothing else I can get to from here. Let's circle around the world a bit. It would be nice if I had the mirror, because then I could do some Light World checks along the way. Okay, that time it broke down the bush. Anyway, there's our arrow. Yes, there is one thing in the game that will give you one arrow. In the unrandomized game, it is in the Palace of Darkness, where you need to shoot a Cyclops statue in the eye with an arrow. And I think it's intended to be a hint for that. But in Randomizer, it's just kind of a big middle finger. Let's do Dig Game. Okay, our Dig Game music today is the Death Mountain music. And this is just a matter of digging all you can until the right thing pops out. And as I've mentioned before, the way this works in the unmodified game is once you've done a certain number of digs, each dig after that has a random chance of determined when you dig of whether or not it's the prize. In Randomizer, when the seed is generated, it picks a random number of digs, and if you get that many digs, you get the thing. So the only randomization that happens as you're digging is what the normal digs give you. Okay, I can do Smith Chain, but let's save that for later. And so without the mirror, it's kind of a pain to get in back to the Smith's Hut in the Light World. I can do hammer pegs. I'm guessing item dashing will not work with the backwards dash. Yeah. Well, the dash itself works, it just can't hit things in front of you. And that chicken went nuts. Yeah. Looks like annoyed chickens just get a ridiculous speed boost and blast right out of the drain. Yeah, I'll take it. Still fairly low on health, so a little extra couldn't hurt. Excuse me. So we have this. Yeah, that's still on turbo cycle. Huh. Spikes. And it's just a map. Well, it does at least mean I can check what's in some of the dungeons. So Swamp is a crystal, Mire's a crystal, and Pod is the green pendant. Pod being short for Palace of Darkness. Looks like I had two heads there for a minute. Yeah. So this will have a chest in it. The treasure game will have something. 1 rupee. I think there are 2 of those in the game. One that's 100 and several that are 300. So he just takes your money. Oh, bigger shield. Not really what I'm looking for, but it's something. Actually, how much of these can I do? I'll do the front of it anyway. I will need the big key to get any further. But there are 4 chests you can grab without going deeper in, and they're pretty quick, so we'll get those now. I just have cave music in the dungeon. That's not exciting. It's the problem with Music Shuffle, is sometimes you get things that kind of put you to sleep. Compass. Compass, not all that useful. Slightly more useful when compasses are shuffled, because they'll at least tell you how many items you found in the dungeon. But that's not especially useful, even in Randomizer. Because pretty much, if you're doing Randomizer, you're probably familiar enough with the game that you already have a pretty good feel for that. Okay, this is standard geometry today. Need to wait for that to wear off. Small key to Ganon's Tower. Okay, don't really have anywhere in particular I want to go. I'll just death warp to the entrance and head into Skullwoods. Yeah, April Fools Randomizer also has a few random options for what the death message says. See if I get the fairy. There we go. Because I do not have the fire rod or the big key, so what I can do here is limited, but get a few of the chests. I'd like to start from here. This will get the... First of all, I can grab a key from the left side. Right. Those you can one-shot with a tempered sword. And that's more keys than I'll ever need for this dungeon. Most of the doors you can avoid unlocking in the first place. Don't want to get hit too much. See if I can hit him into the spike. It turns out to not matter. Yep. Mistimed that. I don't have some area, so I have to do this the hard way. Ooh, fire rod. So I can get to the back of the dungeon now. And try to take out the boss. Yeah, let's go do that. Might as well get it out of the way while we're here. Or not. Should have died inside the dungeon. Meh, let's go up the mountain. Actually, no, I don't have the hookshot or the beer, so there's not much I can get to. Oh yeah, I think I'll go back and finish Skullwoods. He looks so silly dashing, especially backwards. That head shaking everywhere. Yeah, silly is kind of the name of the game with April Fools Rando. Okay, once more and try not to die. That's not a good start. Yeah, we'll clear out the front of the dungeon before going to the boss. I think there's a heart under the pot by the fire bar. Speaking of which, the fire bar is tiny today, which is very convenient. No? It was one of these two. Ah, there it is. I'll grab that on the way back so as not to worry about the pits. That's just some cash. Those arrows remind me we still don't have a bow. There'll be one more chest over here, and then one in the room to the north. Oh, this is Spike Central. Oh, come on. Goodbye. Get hit in the spikes. Okay, not my best playing. Doesn't really matter since I just get sent back here, but it's still kind of annoying. I think that's a crab. Alright. I'm also used to having more health or armor at this point. So, yeah, this will be tricky to get in here. Okay. Let's... Okay, go on health again. It's the intended way. Alright, I still don't have the big key, so there's no point trying to get to the big chest. I don't think I noticed how hyperactive these are. Somehow. I'm getting close to Zora money, so that's something to keep in mind. And here I'm going to get myself killed on purpose, so I restart here with more health. Yep. Alright. That's kind of neat. Our fire rod is appearing as the Bombos medallion, which is also fire. Yeah, these things are turbo. I guess that's why I didn't see it coming. Okay. Also not sure why I turned her out there. I think I'm getting that confused with the boots. Okay, so we'll grab this first. What hurt me? There's spikes down there, aren't there? Yeah, so that's a weird, subtle way the spike geometry shuffle is causing problems. Let's try to wear these further over. Nope. I still want that chest, because it could be anything. Okay. It's not so bad once you know to be careful of it. Or maybe it was one of these fuzz things getting caught in a weird spot. Okay, no problem. Just come through the bottom this time. Makes it easier to dodge things. Money! Alright. And now we'll take a shortcut back to the entrance and go into the main part of the boss and head for the boss. probably be fine with half magic and the fire rod. Of course, you have to have the fire rod to get in here, so there's that. You kind of slid back there. Kind of slide past there on the corner. Of course, it doesn't help if bees knock you into the pit anyway. That's the way you're supposed to do this room. And the bees are not gone, they're just in the next room. I should probably have been using the fire rod all along. It one-shots them. And with half magic, I'm not in any real danger of running out. Okay, that's slowly drifting to the left, I think. No, it's stuck in the between the walls now. And again, I got hurt by something, I'm not quite sure what. Health is low again. There's a bit of health. I don't think there are any in these. Okay, there is. 3.5 hearts, not really comfortable. Especially with no armor. But we'll have to make do. I do have a potion, and a bee. Oof. This is not what I was expecting. But the bee just straight up murdered Mothula, so that'll do. Yeah, that floor looks very unfriendly if the fight went on for more than a few seconds. Though I suppose it's also possible that would have kept the spikes from moving around. Guess we'll never find out. Okay, so 50-some minutes in, and that's our first dungeon clear. I think I'll keep heading east like I was planning to in the first place, check Bumper Cave along the way. I can't actually get what's there without the cape, but I can see what it is. On the other hand, this being Keysanity, there's a good chance it's a key, in which case I won't really know what it is, except a key. And keys range from absolutely required to do anything in a brief dungeon to largely useless, like Skullwoods and Misery Mire. Okay, that boots thing is really messing with my head. I keep turning around when I shouldn't. Oh. I also keep forgetting how, yeah, frail. Yeah, pretty frail without any, armor and with only, I think, 7 hearts. Yeah. I think I will go up the mountain after all. Just in case there's something of use there. And that does at least give me the continue point in the Old Man's Cave. So we have a super fast guard and a super slow guard. Alright, I can do flipper checks too. Come to think of it, I haven't done tree pull yet. And that's not a tree pull post-Aghanim. Okay. Yeah, those are also sprites, and which means they also get moved around. Here, I think you just went to the right. I think the old man was there. This goes into the next room. You go down around the pit, then to the right along the wall. Yeah, and down the exit tunnel here. Yeah, that's not so bad. Oh, wow, turbo. Normally the old man makes you much slower. Today it looks like he's making you much faster. I'm gonna come here, grab some healing. Some interesting decor you have here today. You can go up to Spectacle Rock and that's about it. Yeah, well the boots are misbehaving, but at least I can stop dashing. And the last seed I played, I had a setting that you sort of start with boots, but you also can't stop dashing once you start. Okay, so there's a map on the rock. And inside is... oh, bombos. That's not bad. And it might end up being required depending on what opens Turtle Rock and Misery Mire, because those are randomized in Randomizer. There's more spikes. More spikes on the ground over there. Come to think of it, does that mean Spike Cave will be randomized, so it might not be spiky? Could be interesting to find out. See, a Mountain Cave is now a starting option. We have a boomerang, which looks like a lamp. Bombs that look like a boomerang. Fire rod that looks like bombos. Bombos that looks like green quake. Hammer looks like an upside down fire rod. Shovel looks like blue hookshot. Empty bottle. Red potion. Wait, did this always look like this and I just didn't notice? Probably. Because the spikes were there all along. Right, the reverse dashing. Oh, there's a double shield. I'm going to go up and check Catfish. It's relatively quick from here. Especially with boots. Yeah, I love that little trick. It's something I picked up from watching racers. And you just pick up the rock, go through the screen, throw it at the tentacle thing, and it dies. If you have Titansmiths, that's the fastest way to get through that. And this is another place where it'd be nice to have the mirror, because then I can just go back and into the light world here and get the waterfall chests and Zora directly. But no, not today. Just money. Alright. Head towards Eastern, I guess. Yeah, can't do Swamp without Mirror. Let's check the keys, too. Yeah, can't do Swamp without Mirror. I can't do anything else in these without the big key. I could do a bit of Palace of Darkness. I need the bow to clear that, and lamp to put parts of it in logic. Though with Fire Rod, other parts are also in logic, so might be something useful there. Let's see. Dungeon 5 is ice. I can get to that. I can do most of it. Yeah, I might head that way. 6 is Mire. I can't get there without the flute. 7's Turtle Rock. I might be able to get in, but I couldn't do anything without Samaria. Hera I can't get to without either Hookshot or Mirror. Oh yeah, I can't get to Turtle Rock either because I can't get to the East Death Mountain. Hey, let's head toward Eastern. There's 3 chests in Sahasrara's hut, and then you can do most of the dungeon. Can't finish it without the big key and bow. Huh. Lane Zora. Probably not a Zora at all. Down there is the lamp. So you can't get the lamp without the mirror. Oh, and again, I can do flipper checks now. So let's do those. I'm not sure why I keep forgetting I have flippers. As you can see, the pieces of the sprite have all been shuffled around, so we got the water effect over his head when going to the left. Little off-center when going down and up. Over his head again to the right, because those are just mirrored. So it's extremely common for games of this era to just mirror their sprites for doing left, right, and left, which is why when you're facing right, Link is right-handed, his shield faces left, and when you're facing left, he's left-handed, the shield facing right, because it's just mirrored. They have a in-game or in-universe hand wave about superstitions saying always point your shield towards Death Mountain, but yeah, that's all it is. It's just save on sprite space by having one set and flipping it. Yeah, also this guy's eyes are looking weirdly hollow. Probably something to do with whatever character he is. Not sure why I only just noticed that while swimming, but... Okay, I do have spare money, so we'll get some quick upgrades here. I might as well grab the fairies as well. If I had a bug catching net, I could put one in the empty bottle, but I don't. Also, this fairy is standing on a bed of spikes, but she can hover. She's fine. I could do at least part of Ice Palace. Ah, right, these are shuffled. Yeah, standard Randomizer does not shuffle the Whirlpool Warps, but April Fools Randomizer, you bet it does. Anything to throw you off a little bit. Okay. The other possibility was that it could have linked to the... Yeah, it could have been the one north of the village or the one in the swamp that went here. There's another key to Misery Mire. As I noted, those are largely useless. Fairy music is replaced with Hyrule Castle music, which is kind of interesting. Anyway, that fairy puts a bee in a bottle. today. Original game, if you toss an empty bottle into either fairy fountain... Ooh, hookshot, nice. But as I was saying, in the original game, if you toss an empty bottle into either fairy item fountain, you'll get a green potion in return. In Randomizer, you can toss an empty bottle into them, but what you get from each is randomized. So that fountain gives you a B. The other one, haven't gotten there yet, so don't know. Could be another bee, could be a potion of some sort, could be a fairy. I think it's even possible for it to be nothing at all. Okay, hookshot. With hookshot, it's more worthwhile to go up the mountain. Because now I can go across the bridge, get to the east side, and do a bunch more checks. And with this save point available, or continue point, it's very convenient to get up here. We got our head going nuts. Getting hit repeatedly. Oh, right. That's not the hookshot. That's the hookshot. Yeah, that may be the first time the icon shuffle really threw me off. Anyway, starting here. The pit's just a pit. That looks awkward as heck. Yeah, last April Fools Randomizer seed I did, there was some weird effect with the boosts where if you were dashing in certain directions, you could actually dash directly over pits and not fall in until you hit something anyway. Yeah, April Fools Randomizer also swaps the state of the crystal switches at first. Can I... No. I thought I could slip underneath that, but apparently not. This looks like it's very slowly moving to the left. Okay, there's our money back. Again, I don't really need any more money for the seed, except 110 to get into Palace of Darkness. Alright, I'm gonna try the bomb jump. Nope, messed that up. Huh, I actually slept through there. Okay, so... yeah, this is just a fairy fountain. Actually, could I get there with a hookshot? I think so. Yep. Makes sense to take the healing while I'm here, even if I lose a bit because of the spikes. Yeah, I think those normally stop for longer, too. They're annoying to begin with, but if they're moving around more often, that makes them even more annoying. Alright. Keep forgetting I can't just dash through things. And... why did I not break this down? There it goes. Okay, so bombs on there. Might as well open this while I'm here. Yeah, and then I can do Hookshot Cave and some other things in the Dark World. I did not put the peg shuffle on. Oh, nice. That is convenient. Our Death Mountain today has the Lost Woods music. It's not terribly appropriate, but that's what you get with Music Shuffle. Okay. Again, I can't do anything inside there without the Cane of Samaria, so there's no point even looking in the entrance. I'll come over here. Alright, and I don't have the mirror, so I can't go back to the light world from here. Unless I'm lucky enough to find it. But there were still some light world mountain checks I need to do. There's a little health. Okay, so we're up to 8 hearts. That's a little better. Water spikes. Conveyor belt that is actually a conveyor belt. Big key to desert. More spikes. Ether. And I forgot to get the first chests. And I don't think I can now. Yeah. Okay. That's on me. So I need to remember there's that one chest to get there. Alright, need to dash left to go right. I hate these rocks. They're big and unpredictable, and you don't have much room to maneuver in the first place. Okay. That went better. Fairy music is nice. It's simple but effective. You have a main melody or whatever going constantly, and then there's the secondary thing that's the harp music. It's intermittent. They kind of weave together. Come to think of it, what is that first instrument? Like some kind of bell, maybe? Okay, I think that's just yeah. It's one of those things that throws stuff at you. And the alternate item is a heart. Yeah, standard game they throw single rupees and then a 20 if you get enough. Randomizer, both items are randomized, so today we have single rupees and then a heart. If you collect enough single ones. Let's go back up and do Hera. So I think I have everything I need for that. Well, except the key. You need the key to get to the back basement, which might have something. We'll hope it doesn't. No one ever wants to go there. It's only one item and it takes a lot of time to get to because you need to wait out all the tiles in the room before it. Alright, you can't hookshot those. Okay, but hammer will let you get through here. So with Hookshot and Hammer, you do not need the mirror to get to the Tower of Hera. I don't have the book, so I can't do anything with the tablet. That's interesting. We have crystal music for the dungeon. And because keys are randomized, you can't just pick that up with Boomerang or Hookshot like you normally could. Yeah, this is just decorative. So presumably that's part of the geometry shuffle, is the weirdness on the wall there. Anyway. Boomerang is throwing to the side today. Ah, here's some armor. That will come in handy. These guys' fireballs are going off to the side. Yeah, you can't go down there because I don't have the key. If I knew how to hero pot, this is going to be where you do it. I don't have... you can either hook speed on the stairs there to go turbo, or place some bombs specifically to knock you into the corner. Basically, the concept of it is you clip into the corner of the pot here, and you kind of go over the side, and then you can hook shot into the middle of it, which then makes you fall down into the basement, which has the teleporter up to the top floor. Again, these are one-shots with the Tempered Sword. This is awkward. This is a place where it would really help to have the magic cape. Because when you have the cape, not only are you immune to spike damage, it will keep you from being knocked around by spikes. Yeah, and switching the things would not help. Okay. Is there a better way to go about this? Maybe if I back into it with a sword? Kind of... Yeah. I'm fine, and then as soon as I go up, I get knocked back. Which doesn't make sense. It's not like I'm going to the side. I shouldn't be getting any closer to the spikes. Okay, let's try from... Yeah. Okay, this is frustrating. I'll give it a few more tries. I might actually try doing Hero Pot even though I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, if I come from this side, I at least won't run into them. Or run into the pit, rather. I think that's good? No. Yeah, I think I'm going to try Hairpot. Again, even though I don't really know what I'm doing. Okay, so do that, you... I seem to be stuck. Okay, I think I know what's happening. I think what it did to the boots is also messing with this turbo speed, so that's not working either. Okay, let's try it the semi-intended way again. And if this doesn't work, I may just have to come back later and hope to find the, cape somewhere. Alright, I'm going to switch this back so I can do the left side. Which at least means not falling into pits. Alright, for some reason monsters spawned from monsters are not affected by missile weapons. Okay, I think it's a bit off. Maybe here? There. Okay. That's crab. Yeah, these are just barriers, they just look a bit weird. Okay, I need to step on this to move the pit. Or I could flip the switch, but I'd rather have it up so that the pots on the top floor will be accessible. That one has a heart. The big cave turtle rock. Okay, that did work despite the bonk physics being a bit off. So that's 4 of 6 items here, which leaves the one on the boss and the one in the back basement that I can't get to without the key. Boss should be fairly trivial with a tempered sword. Okay, no, I wanted to switch the box the other way for the pots. Which doesn't make sense. Right, the stairs are not there, so that means the dungeon's been tinkered with. So probably the teleporter in the basement will take you up there. Which also means free healing. And it also means Harapot would have made the dungeon very quick. The water's turned into spikes here. Except the corner. Yeah. Here's our boss. We have some spikes, we have some water, we have some other weirdness. We have the boss getting stuck, but the spin attack can hit right through the head and get to the tail anyway. There's another boomerang. Yes, I think I observed in the previous run, the April Fools Randomizer appears to take out the red boomerang and put in a second blue one. So we found both of those and finally gotten our first crystal about 83 minutes in. So that's two bosses cleared. Yeah. Now I want to go back over to Hookshot Cave, get that last chest, and then take a peek in Spike Cave, see if it's changed to not be full of spikes. It would be kind of funny if with everything else being full of spikes, that was not. And that is the kind of nonsense that April Fools Randomizer lives for. Again, I can't do Turtle Rock without Samaria. But I can tug on this. Money. That's presumably the Tier 2 pool, which is if you get it if you killed at least 4 enemies since our last pool and have taken damage. Tier 3 is if you killed at least 4 enemies and have not taken damage. Oh, big key to Thieves' Town. This was important. Yeah, remember, dash backwards. Yes, and you are temporarily invulnerable when your hookshot is out. So you can take advantage of that in some places to not get hurt. This, I think, will be 7 crystals. Only 5. I must have put it on random instead of 7-7. Yeah, 5 crystals to get in Ganon's Tower, so there may be things in there I need to get to the remaining dungeons. So I'll try to remember that. Now this is just full of spikes. I'm not going to be able to get through that without more health or invulnerability. So... I could go finish Thieves Town now. Except potentially the lock chest in the basement. Can't do Swamp without the mirror. Could do part of Pod in the Eastern. Yeah, let's head to Eastern and at least get what Sahasrara has. I was going to do that earlier and got sidetracked by flipper checks. I don't know, I swear something about this character looks familiar. Might be from like a... Maybe he's from an anime? Like a Dragon Ball or something? I don't know. Like I said, I'll check on him later. And hopefully I'll be able to find him on the sprite sheet. Last run, I still don't know what character that was. Oh yeah, I already knew that. Yep, and you can't bash these down with this boot setting for some reason. Money. There's the mirror. Yeah, I knew I should have come here sooner. Yeah, well, with the mirror, let's go do Swamp. So I have the key I need to get in, I have the big key, so that's not a problem. Have the hook shot, I have the hammer, so that's, yeah, that's everything I need to clear out the dungeon completely. And if you can, it's always better to full clear a dungeon than to do part of it and come back later. Also, this is not the raining music, this is the intro text music. They start out the same, but the rain music doesn't go into this part. Yep, and our mirror is an upside-down magic powder. Let's just mirror back into the light world, come in here, mess with the water level, which somehow affects it in the dark world also. And with the interior corridor flooded, you can get into the dungeon. A hookshot, very effective in this dungeon, which makes sense because it's where you'd normally find the hookshot. Looks like the 4 not being water is fouling up the water drop things. Which is good for me. That means I don't really need to worry about them. Oh, there's Canis and Mario. So that opens up a number of things. Oh, come on. Yeah, those seem to have much bigger hitboxes than they should. I'm going to need the hammer shortly. But first, more spikes. And I'm probably going to die here. Yep. It would definitely help to have an invulnerability item. Alright, back to the hookshot, back in. It's kind of annoying, but it's not that much of a setback. But I'm definitely going to want as much health as... Oh, what happened to you there? I'm definitely going to want as much health as possible in the seed, just because of all the spikes everywhere. Ah, the shooter turned into a spike. But still shoots. Yeah, stun prize is a rupee. So nothing of interest there. Yeah, most of these tile changes are purely decorative as far as the player is concerned, but the spikes are most certainly not. Depending on whether this dungeon has been messed with or not, this may or may not be the way forward. And it is not. So this is normal dungeon layout. Yeah, last time I came in here, there was a railing around this part, and the one up there went into the main area. More spikes. Magic powder. More spikes. Yes, I can go on the wall there. Still take one hit at the top, but it's not too bad. That's just some money. This room has been messed with. Normally it's the bottom block you push, but the bottom block isn't even a block today, it's spikes. Okay, you can go on the bottom there to avoid most of that. And another death. Yeah, kind of annoying. Fortunately, annoying is all it is. It doesn't actually stop you from doing things. Yeah, before I was started, I was kind of worried that spiky geometry would mean it would mess with the what was passable and not passable to the extent that it would be barely playable. But that is not what happened, so... It's just annoying and not completely nonsense. Let's see, is this... Yeah, those are down, so I can come down here and get the key. More spikes, of course. Anyway, get the key first, then flood the passage. There is a trick called Diver Down you can use to jump into the water and walk around underneath it. But I've never really tried it, and don't know the exact technique, and yeah. I actually did try it last time, but I had so good an idea of what I was doing, it was hopeless. Basically, you use some Mario blocks or bombs to clip into the railing there and then jump off. And for some reason, because the game wasn't expecting you to be able to get into the water except by the stairs, you kind of bypass the water thing entirely and just you're walking, as though there wasn't any. And that's apparently a special thing here because of the way the water is dynamic. Okay. These you push. Or spikes. Yeah, there's some health down here. You can walk around the right wall. But you want to go down on the left side so you can hookshot across to the right. No, I guess you could do it either way. Point is, you want the hookshot here. There's our magical cape. So that will come in handy if I ever need to maneuver through spikes again. And also anywhere that I want invulnerability. Okay, 5.5 hearts should be enough. Especially with armor. Maybe not if I keep running into fire like that. I could just, come on.